Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get hype. Of course, we got to give a shout out to H-Town and his Houston, Texas, man. Congrats. What a great game. I know in our private group chat we were talking about some stats and stuff, but at the end of the day, it really didn't matter. The wins, that all that matter. I am so proud of CJ Stroud, man. That guy is the real deal. You know, I want to lead it off with you, H, but I also want to introduce the voice of reason, Mr. Dave Robin. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I hope it's not too early for one of these, man.
Oh, that's the Dave I know.
Hey, man, let's get to it, man. I know Chris is a happy fucking camper right now.
Go ahead and lead us off, H. You deserve it, brother.
Way too early for a beer. I will say for a fact, yesterday I had no alcoholic drinks. I do need some coffee. That was kind of a nail biter yesterday. Towards the end yesterday. Thank God. The guy, what was his name? Goodson or Godson?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Thank God he has butterfingers. But the Colts are pretty damn good. I have to give credit to them. They overachieved for what they had.
Did you not think Steichen? You don't think he trusted his quarterback?
I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on with that, because Minshew played pretty damn good for the most part of the regular season, and they just seemed real scared to let him throw and let loose.
Yeah, I agree. Thankful. Yeah, Dave, what was your take on that? Why didn't you let Minshew throw?
See, to me, I don't know. I think they overdid it with Minshew throwing. I mean, I know Chris will get to this point in a minute. I know Houston's been a pretty good run defense this year, but to me, if you're the coach, you got to play to your strength. I didn't like to match up Pittman versus Stingley or Steven Nelson all game long, and I don't like their other receivers. I'm not a big Alec Pierce guy. Josh Downs is okay. The tight end position is really bad there. I didn't like the matchups. I think you got to live and die with Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. And to me, the whole first half, they were kind of playing against their identity, trying to be something they're not. And I mean, look, as soon as Stroud hit that big bomb, it's like they came out real pass happy. It looked like some Pete Carmichael type of shit. And I didn't like it. I say you got to get back to the run. And when they started running the ball, they gassed Houston a little bit. And I mean, and I agree with Chris. That's a good run defense they have there. But man, Taylor was eating at one point in time. But I don't know, dude. That last play of the game, I don't have a problem with the play. I don't know if it should be going to a guy that's got like 6 catches all year, but I don't know, man. I would have ran Taylor probably, at that point in time. If you're not good enough to get that 1 yard on the ground with that offensive line with Jonathan Taylor, then you don't deserve to go to the next level anyway.
Go ahead, H.
No, I agree with that. I mean, if the play call was good, it was there. But I kind of am with Dave on that. I would have ran Jonathan Taylor, considering that he got freaking all the damn first downs anyways. I think would have got it if they would have ran straight up the middle. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
they're moving on. They're going home.
Yeah. Look, thank y'all for joining us early this morning. Of course, Lance, Randy, all of the viewers tuning in. Please comment, like the page, and share it with your friends. Listen, my take on it was, man, I think both coaches got really tight in the fourth quarter with their play calling.
Yeah,
I really do, because it was a lot more wide open the first 2 or 3 quarters, And I think in that fourth quarter, I think both, and people got to realize too, this is two rookie coaches, man, that are doing phenomenal jobs. Either one of these guys could be up for Coach of the Year to me, the way what they did for their organization, and that's a staple the Saints need to really look at. In today's world, people are going after these young, inspiring coaches that can get the best out of their players. And I think that's just something that Dennis Allen cannot do.
No, look at Frank Reich. Look at Josh McDaniels. I mean, Chris and I were talking last night about this. I'm ready to hire the Houston OC right now, today. I'm ready to give that man a job application, let him fill it out, make sure he has no weird charges on there, and let's get this guy hired, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go get this guy right now, Richie. I mean, you can't fuck around another year with Dennis Allen. I know it's going to happen, but if the Saints were a progressive organization like they were under Sean Payton when they had Drew Brees, and they make bold moves when they need to, that would be the bold move to go get this guy from Houston, because he's going to get picked up by somebody within the next 2 years. Because, dude, he sets up a team. It's not about just calling a random trick play. It's about setting a team up, man. Like, he knows how to set up a defense to keep you off balance. I mean, look at what he's done with C.J. Stroud, a rookie quarterback who I love from day one. But you come in here with a brand new offense, pretty much. You get all kinds of guys.
Yeah, Dave, I love Dave. Not to cut you off, but I love how some of these other sports podcasts don't own up to the bullshit that they said about C.J. Stroud. Own up to your shit and say you was wrong about it. I admit it all the time. I'm wrong. I'm wrong most of the time, and I'm right. Admit up to it. Just man up. That's all it's doing.
Hey, dude. Hey, that's a little Richie. I'm glad you brought that up because you knew that was coming at some point, man. There's a lot of podcasts out there that just want to just feed bullshit to people and just go with the same bogus narratives that they have. But man, C.J. Stroud, I heard that guy call him a chump in preseason, and that dude is one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks possibly in the league right now.
H, if you remember early on in the season, I was the one that said Houston was going to have a good season. I said that.
I honestly did not listen. I would not have said they would have been in the playoffs for 10-7. I was going maybe 7 wins.
Yeah,
8.
You know what's funny, H? When I went to the Houston game. You know that, and the hotel manager that we stayed at. By the way, staff was amazing over there at Holiday Inn, right across. I told the guy because they was losing faith in him. I said, let me tell you what, dude. This coach is going to get y'all team to the playoffs this year. You know, he reached out to me and said, man, you were right. Thanks for the encouragement. I said, I told you. Y'all on the right path, man.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard for Texas fans, man. We've had a rough emotional roller coaster the last 10 years.
Yeah.
We thought we were so close, and then the Bill O'Brien era happened, and the Deshaun Watson debacle, to multiple times we were getting high in the draft, and this one, it just finally
man, you look at Dave makes a great point, H. You look at the coaching staffs that are the head coaches that are in the playoffs, the young coaches that are in the playoffs right now. A lot of them from the Washington Redskins staff. That's crazy.
Yeah, look at Steichen, Look at Steichen, though, even. I mean, that team, look at a great coaching job both of those guys did last night. But, I mean, Steichen, me and Chris talking about that. You got a backup quarterback basically running your team this year. You had Taylor missing a lot of time. You cut Shaq Leonard, who was one of the cornerstones for that team defensively. So you had all this going on, and yet you still got this team with a winning record with a shot to get in the playoffs. I mean, to me, those 2 guys last night are in the top 3 of the Coach of the Year ballots any way you slice it,
Yep, go ahead, H.
I think, and I'm just going to kind of touch on the Saints. I think they need to take that route of taking a younger head coach. The game has changed. I've said this before. I think these head coaches relate a lot more to these younger players. The old school way, the NFL old school way of having guys like Bill Belichick, and don't get me wrong, Andy Reid's doing good, but he has Patrick Mahomes. I think bringing in a 60-year-old quarterback, 60-year-old head coach onto a team, it just doesn't. It's not jive. It's not work. I think what you're seeing is fresh, young. I mean, look at the Lions, dude. Everyone's going, 38 to 43 is kind of where your range is for a head coach. Walking the quarterback high, and the sky's the limit.
They didn't even say
it's about these young.
Go ahead. No, go, Dave.
No, I was gonna say, to me, it's you can see these offensive and defensive coordinators who are older guys. Let's be real. Dick LeBeau was great, so pretty much he hung him up. And Buddy Ryan back in the day, and all these guys, Wade Phillips. As a coordinator, I think it's a little different. But as a head coach, I think you got to have that guy that can kind of relate to players on a personality level, plus has that creativity as well. That combination of being able to relate and creative, and not scared to just play that old school style of football.
It's funny you just said that, Dave, because Oren just said the young players cannot relate to these coaches. It's
right. I mean, what are you going to talk about Bill Belichick with a 24-year-old dude, 2 years out of college? I mean, what Belichick's going to talk about Neil Diamond concerts? I mean, you know what I'm saying? What's he going to judge with there?
Yeah.
I thought Sean Payton was so great. I mean, Sean Payton is jamming, dancing, who's going to Bahamas.
And if you want to do this the right way, tear down, rebuild, with some of the core players you got on this team that you can trade away and get draft capital for, you can do it right now. You can trade away. Unfortunately, you can trade away Lattimore. Get draft picks for him right now in the prime of their career.
I don't think the Saints are really far off with Kendra Miller, Shaheed, Olave, Juwan Johnson. I mean, you've got some back end young players, man. I just think you're missing the big picture of the head coach and the quarterback, of course. No offense to Derek Carr, I would like to see someone fresh and young come in with a young team and gel together and go skyrocket from there.
Thanks, thank you, Lance, for the update. Kamara is inactive for this game.
Yeah, he is.
that's a good question.
I think honestly, I hate to say it, guys. I think we have seen the last of Alvin Kamara.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I was going to ask, Richie. I mean, I think if we look at some guys that won't be back next year, I mean, I think Michael Thomas is one. I think Alvin Kamara is a strong possibility. Cesar Ruiz, Jameis Winston,
and that's what I mean by Dave. And
I think those guys are pretty much gone.
I agree with you, Dave. And that's what I mean by you can rebuild this team by getting draft picks right now. I think Kamara can help a lot of teams in the NFL right now get over the hump.
Well, look at that cap space for the guys we just talked about.
Huh?
You know what I mean? Look at the cap space.
Exactly. What about Kansas City? Kamara would flourish in that passing game in Kansas City.
Well, and see, to me, that's the weird. I keep seeing that combination there. Everybody wants to, they put that's the post of the week right now. I don't know if y'all saw it on these forums.
What?
But it's an old post with Kansas City. But to me, I mean, look, I could see it making sense. I could see Philadelphia making a lot of sense too.
Listen, I think Philly needs another guy. Dave. There's two guys, and it's just me speculating. I'm not. Look, nobody's told me. I'm just saying me. There's two guys I think you're going to see in Kansas City next year. I think it's going to be Alvin Kamara and Mike Evans. That's just my personal opinion.
I agree, Mike Evans.
Well, they have to go get a wide receiver. Yeah, they have to go get a wide receiver. And Devontae Adams ain't going to be traded in the division, So
no,
yeah.
I agree. So let's dive a little bit into this piece of shit Falcons game with the sad fan base that they have. Complete freaking trash. I tell you,
their fans. Look, Richie, their fans are fucking terrible. One of the worst sports cities as far as fan support there is. They're just a big ass city, and they got a lot of business structure, so they're gonna fucking keep teams. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the fan support sucks.
They listen. I've witnessed it firsthand.
Big ass city with business structure.
And say, look,
they got Home Depot, they got Coca-Cola, news networks.
I've witnessed.
Popeye's owned somewhere in Atlanta, I think now.
I have witnessed firsthand how that fan base is, and I tell you what, one of them. I'm not going to the game today because I know I am, and I'm not going to go to jail behind these sorry ass freaking organization we got going on right now.
That's good shit, man.
But
you better keep an eye on the dancing bear today, man. Keep an eye on that guy, man. Poncho might be doing some jail time after today, man.
Oh, look! I don't encourage any violence at all. But damn it, treat them like shit as long as it's legal.
I think
message.
Good timing, man. Good timing.
I think it's an intriguing game to watch for Saints fans, man. I'm excited to see Kendre Miller and see all the young players play, and kind of, I know people are going to say you don't hope to ever lose, but. Man, dude, your draft stock's on the line. This can change the franchise. I mean,
yeah.
Who cares if the Falcons win or not? It doesn't mean anything. They're not going anywhere either. I mean, it's kind of the race to the top.
Yep.
That's a good point, man. I mean, and look, we still need help. I mean, this isn't a win and get in situation like you guys had. Obviously, everybody's aware we need the Buccaneers to lose. They're playing the same time as us. We got the 2 late afternoon games where we have a shot to get the wild card. We got to root for other teams as well. So I mean, we need a lot to happen today. That's the unfortunate part.
Of course, Peyton Turner finally available to play against the Saints. Really,
he's another. Well, Richie, that's another one of the guys I think that could be on that list of not being
I understand these players have got to go get their money, but let me tell you what. One thing you don't do, and most Saints fans know this as Saints players, you don't go to the Atlanta Falcons. I was so happy. Listen, I was so upset when Lance Moore signed the contract with Atlanta. Did you hear the story behind that? When he said when he put the uniform on the locker room, he almost threw up.
Hey, that's awesome.
He literally did not even make a practice. He walked off and said, "I can't do this." And he didn't.
And Richie, some guys do it in sports. I mean, Chris, we talk about all the time. I mean, whether it's like Red Sox, Yankees, or whoever, Celtics, Lakers. There's guys that can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just some guys, like you said, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know it's true. I mean, look, to any Falcons fan who's raised by their parents, you should really look at your parents because they have really failed you as a parent.
Hey, look, I mean, Richie, look, that's funny. But look, I like David Onyemata still. I like Caden Ellis. Guys, Terry Fontenot, I think he's a great GM, man.
Terry Fontenot can go to hell. I don't care. About none of them.
But Richard, here's my thing. This is like, go back to Miss Benson and Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lostra, the people that have failed us miserably, worse than the Falcons' parents. Let's be real. Terry Fontenot could be our GM right now. He's putting together a really good team in Atlanta, minus the quarterback right now, but that's going to happen soon. I think they may get rid of Arthur Smith as well after this weekend. But you got a good general manager that's over there in Atlanta. You got a good head coach in Detroit, a good defensive coordinator in Detroit.
Dave,
all those guys could be here. You know what I mean?
H, I think Arthur Smith's a good coach. Do you not think that? I mean, I don't.
I mean, he hasn't done bad for what he's been given. But here's the thing: is I still believe they're going to draft a quarterback in the first round, and I think along with that comes a fresh new head coach. It always kind of mirrors each other.
I think they come. Yeah. I think they're coming after. I think Atlanta's coming after your coordinator.
I think they may go with Eric Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy is that's a big name.
But just like we just said, H, that's another guy that can't relate to the younger guys. He can't.
No, but I think Richie, I think he's got a little respect though of the younger guys. I mean, the success he had. I mean, look, I know Mahomes is Mahomes and Andy Reid's Andy Reid, and you got Kelsey and all that. But I mean, you got to give. Look, does he deserve a shot? Absolutely. And to me, he's put in his time. He's probably that guy that's a little more ready than the Houston guy. No offense to the Houston guy, but he's probably a little more seasoned.
Fatty, can you check on how old Eric Bieniemy is? That's a good question.
Put it this way, I know Richie, he was a running back for Colorado back in the 90s, so I don't know if that helps at all.
He's what?
He was a running back for the Buffalo. He played in the 90s. 50?
Yeah. I mean, it's like.
But Bieniemy, look, I mean, I'm telling you, what's really gonna upset Saints fans is, I mean, if they go get a Jaden Daniels, I mean, they may get Drake May, they may get Caleb Williams, but they got to get one of those guys. They could very possibly get a Bieniemy, and they're going to be very dangerous with that combination with the players they currently have.
Listen, I tell you what, I don't know if you agree with this, H. I would like your opinion on it, of course, because you got a young team up in Houston. I think the Saints can really put a package together with Lattimore and move up in this draft and get Chicago's pick.
Number one?
Yes.
Ooh.
Look, Richie, you're gonna be giving up multiple firsts to get to that number one.
I get that, but you're also giving up a Pro Bowl cornerback that can help your defense significantly right now.
I wouldn't.
I mean, no, Chicago, I think, trades out of that pick, but I don't know, Chris. What you think? I mean,
let's say this, and listen, I'm not saying Caleb Williams isn't the guy, but let's just take, for example, what Carolina did last year.
Yeah.
Well, that would really hurt.
And I'm not necessarily meaning move up to the number one. Do that other pick where you still can get Jaden Daniels.
I mean, I think you definitely need to I want to see what happens today, of course, but I think you definitely should move up and grab a quarterback. I just don't think that the Saints are aggressive enough. Well, I say that too, and I'm sitting here thinking y'all move up to get all these defensive ends and
you fucking Chris Olave. You traded a few players to get a wide receiver.
You got to think. You got to also think too. Sean Payton's thinking is a lot different in the draft versus what we have now.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
But I trust Sean Payton's draft. I mean,
what I'm saying about this, I think, H, wouldn't you agree? And Dave, I think you would agree on this too. The way, as bad as this season has went, if you made a move to go get Jaden Daniels, you know how much that would boost up your fan base here?
Oh, I mean, it would be huge.
Oh, it would. But I think it's also, though, I mean, Chris will agree with this too, though. You can't – I think a lot of us are having tunnel vision with Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so. He's a great player. He played at LSU right down the road. But I think, we got to keep our eyes open to these other prospects as well, because you can't – the problem is you can't like Chris said, you can't take that gamble and ruin your franchise.
Who you got? Dave, just question that.
I'm saying you could go Drake May, you could go Penix, you could go whoever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's somebody.
Good.
There's a few options.
Good.
If I'm Saints fans, here's what I'm giddy about, and I'm even giddy about it. I'm not someone that follows the team as diehard as you two, but I'm giddy to see today the young players, but I'm more importantly giddy to go watch tomorrow night and see what Michael Penix does against Michigan. They play tomorrow night, I think. Yeah, in Houston, by the way. But I would go see Michael Penix and see what he does. I think he'll drop in that area where you guys are going to be drafting. Yeah. And if that guy
Chris,
blows out Michigan,
they said Lance said we'll even throw in Trevor Penning to move up.
Oh God, Trevor Penning, jeez. Look, we were to get back like a pack of shrimp for that dude. No, but Chris, something popped in my head, Chris. I don't want to see what you think about this. The Penix situation feels a little bit like, and I'm going to throw a name at you. You should know where I'm going with this. It feels like another certain guy a few years ago who you should know quite well. But it feels almost a lot like that Deshaun Watson situation that last year him in college. Like he's kind of elevating at that right time. Yeah, but he might not still be a top 10 pick. Like he'll still be that middle first round guy. You know what I mean?
Hey, before you comment, H, can I say once again how Atlanta sucks?
Rock and roll.
Go ahead,
I
H.
think Michael Penix is kind of similar to Deshaun Watson, and it's crazy that him and Mahomes had kind of slid like that year in 2017. But man, Michael Penix, they destroyed freaking oh Lord, my mind went blank. Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Fatty.
Let's be.
Oh, by the way, Fatty. By the way, y'all, congrats to Fatty on meeting his lifelong hero.
Yeah.
Who was that?
The Optimus
The voice.
Prime. The voice. The guy who does the voice of Optimus Prime for the Transformers.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. You went to the
Nice.
same.
Yeah, I went and I paid for like the ultimate package. I went all out.
Yeah.
So
And
what you were gonna say, Fatty?
yeah, so if you want to hear the full story, check out the live show today with the Bayou Geeks, 3:00.
Absolutely.
So you got in
Y'all
that
make sure-
champagne room, basically. You got in the champagne room with the full package, man. That's what's up.
I have to tell y'all the full story, but it was even better than the champagne package.
Did you get? Did you? Oh,
Things fell into
so
place.
you got the happy ending?
Look, that's how we parlay. We can segue Watson into that. You know, it's like, man,
He gave you the
Something like
Megatron. He gave you the Megatron package.
it was all set, man. It's something
No,
just
we're not
came from the sky and told us to go right into that, man.
Let it go.
Well,
Let
you
it
know,
go.
them guys from the 80s, you know.
Oh my god!
Man, we hear the stories in Hollywood, you know.
Yeah, but make sure to share that in
Absolutely.
the link. Make sure to share that in the comments right now, Fatty. Seriously.
Well, I don't have the link up for it yet, but you just have
Okay.
to come. But I'll share it on the Facebook page and everything. I'll
Yeah.
even share it on y'all the down south one.
Absolutely, yes. What you were
But
going
no,
to say?
what I was going to say, I mean, no one's ever really had really talked about. Everybody's always talking about drafting these quarterbacks high. History's shown that these top draft pick quarterbacks don't have the greatest careers at all. It's the guys below, I would say, pick 10 down, have the
Agreed.
better careers.
That's why I like the Penix situation. It kind of reminds me of Deshaun Watson. Remember, everybody was kind of saying, "Oh, Watson, I don't think he's this guy. I don't think he's that." I mean, look, right now we can say what about Deshaun Watson, but let's be real. His first 3 or 4 years in the league, this guy was a top 5 or 6
Listen, man.
quarterback.
I'm not gonna call them out. They had a guy on another podcast, Dave. You know who they
Mm-hmm.
are. They literally said that Caleb Williams ain't even gonna make the team this year.
That's insanity, dude. It's the same people that said the Saints are going to have these bright, beautiful rainbows now that
I'm
Drew
like,
Brees is gone
what?
and unicorns are going to run across the field. I mean, you know, hey,
Is
let's
that
be real.
the same-
There's agenda-driven stuff going on when you're saying we're going to be better without Drew Brees. That's just the most
Is that
stupid
the
ass
same-
shit I've ever seen or heard.
Me. Go ahead, H. Go ahead, H.
That's
Huh?
the same people talking about TJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Drew Brees at 60 would have been better than what we went in that next
Listen,
season.
everybody knows I had a love-hate relationship with Drew Brees, but I will tell you, the man done wonders for this organization.
Hey,
He brought
greatest
us our
thing,
first
greatest
Super
thing of all
Bowl.
time, and it's not even close.
Whatever
No
you
offense to
want to
Ricky
believe,
Jackson or Rose or any of those guys.
do I think he wrecked the salary cap? Yes, I do. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, look, Richie, I don't put that all on him, though. I mean, look, the organization fucked some things up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I give Drew credit for going to get what he could get while he could.
But a lot of people think that Tom Brady won a lot of those Super Bowls because he was cap friendly with his salary.
He
But you
was,
can
but he
do that-
wasn't making
You
league
can do that
minimum.
when you have
Richie.
a billionaire. You can do that when you have a billionaire wife.
Yeah.
Well, that too. And I mean, and he wasn't making league minimum. We're acting like he's taking, let's be
ahead,
real. I mean,
Go ahead, H.
I want to say to Patty's point too on that, and while that is true and it's interesting, not every draft has a Caleb Williams type. I mean, let's just take it back 1 year ago, and it was Bryce Young, and I think Bryce Young is still going to be fine, but Bryce Young still is not as hyped up as Caleb. I mean, Caleb Williams, Andrew Luck. I mean, there's just guys that I mean, that's going to pain a franchise. I think also this draft, though, you've got guys like Michael Penix and guys like Jaden Daniels. It's so deep this year, so it's okay if you're not number one.
Chris, what do you say?
Hey, y'all, what up? Let's welcome out.
Good,
We got
good.
Ryan. We got Ryan back on here. We got Frank. Welcome, guys. Make sure to comment, like the page, of course.
Absolutely.
Ryan always shares our content. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Chris, I mean, and this is what I'm saying. Like, it almost becomes like, right now, like I always joke, we talk baseball shit. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm mad my Cubs ain't going to make a move. But they're kind of posturing. You're almost waiting for some value to fall off instead of overpaying for a guy. And that's what could happen with the Saints if they're smart about this and don't blow their load. If they're smart, they can maybe get that future quarterback and not give up 2 firsts or a Lattimore or something like that. If you see how the draft plays out a little bit. I mean, you got to get a feel on draft day. You got to have the right guys in the war room to do this. But let's be real. If Jaden Daniels slips outside the top 10 or a Penix falls, you know what I'm saying? You could give up less in those. You could still just sit where you are or give up less. I mean, I even talked about using the first pick to go get a pass rusher, then moving back into the first round to get that quarterback. You know what I mean? That's still a possibility.
H, before you comment, before I forget, I also want to congratulate the LSU Tigers on getting the very #1 overall prospect in high school.
There you go.
Quarterback and wide receiver.
Yeah.
Fun player, man.
No, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I don't think you have to really blow your load like you said. Especially, let's just say, I would hate for the Saints not to draft a quarterback this year. But I will just say this: keep this in mind too. Schroeder Sanders is coming out pretty soon, and another guy you're looking at too is Arch Manning.
What up, Leo?
So
that's a good. Chris, that's a good point.
You don't have to do everything crazy right now, kind of like the Panthers did. If you do pass on the quarterback, which I would hate for them to do, you still got Sanders coming out next year. Arch Manning probably coming out the year after. No, probably next year. Yeah, he was a freshman. He's a sophomore. Quinn Ewers is gone. So Arch Manning's going to be the prize here pretty soon.
Yeah, he'll be the new Jaden Daniels as far as South Louisiana love fest for a college quarterback.
You know what? I think I don't think. Do you think a team's going to draft Bo Nix for him to be their starter, or you think they're going to draft Bo Nix to be kind of like a Taysom Hill?
Depends on who drafts him and where. I mean, it depends.
I mean, we can't deny.
We'll never talk about it.
Hey, I mean, we can't deny the kid's got talent. He's a football player.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's another guy we don't even talk about. We're just stuck on Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix, Caleb Williams. You got J.J. McCarthy in Michigan. You got Quinn Ewers in Texas. This quarterback draft is it's insane. I mean, you guys are going to be fine, win or lose today. It's just going to be
you were the one. Hey, H, you were the one that said 6 quarterbacks are going in the first round of this draft.
It's going to be huge. I think the Saints are going to be fine. I wouldn't really give up a whole bunch to move up.
Right.
There's
so much there, Chris. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's scarcity. It's not like it's Caleb and nobody else.
Look. Lance commented. What y'all think about Michael Pratt? Y'all think a good project? Bring him in.
I think mid-round project. I think he'll be a good find for somebody for sure. I like Pratt. I think he needs development though. But he's got a nice canvas to work with.
Yeah, about second or maybe third round. I think you're going to have a lot of guys go after quarterbacks and wide receivers in the first round. Sprinkled in, you're going to have a defensive player here and there, but I think it's going to be offensive heavy pretty much in the first round. Because I think teams now look to see what Houston did. I think they're going to try and copy that now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Copycat league, dude. Copycat league.
Let's dive into today's game a little bit. What you see, what you don't see, Dave. I mean, I'm so torn between these stupid ass Falcons and wanting to win and not wanting to win, getting the draft pick. I'm so torn, dude.
Hey, they're going to give us their best game today because, Arthur Smith, like you said, let's be real, his job, to me, he's a little bit on the hot seat. I mean, I'm not saying he did a bad job, but like Chris said, you got a new quarterback likely coming in. It all comes hand in hand with a new coach, and they want to take that next step. I mean, Arthur Smith might have been the right guy to babysit in a rebuild, but they might want that next gun in there, So, I mean, look, dude, he's going to give it his all. I look for going for it on 4th down, a fake punt. I mean, let's be real. They're out of it. So they're kind of dangerous. They're a rival, and they're going to be dangerous. They're going to do stuff outside the box. So we got to be aware of that.
Let's also send congrats out to Rashid Shaheed for making a Pro Bowl.
One Pro Bowler, yes.
He's really good. See, that's a young guy. That's a real young guy you'd want to build with. Him and Olave, that's the point.
Hey, getting your
that's good for a young quarterback to walk into.
Getting your opinion on Shareed. Somebody said today, if you get the right coordinator in, you should use him like Tyreek Hill because he's got that much speed.
I mean, he does. The dude is a playmaker. I mean, I remember seeing him last year when he had a few good kick returns, kind of very similar to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was a kick returner. He wasn't a wide receiver for Kansas City in the beginning.
Right.
And, the guy just made shit happen, man. And then when they started finding out that they could use him as a wide receiver, and I'm not talking about Hill, I'm talking about Shaheed. I mean, there's some magic there to him. I just don't think they've untapped him yet. I think your offensive play calling has been very pedestrian, and it's going to, your generic play calling to Michael Thomas or Olave.
Yeah.
And you don't think
I don't think Kendrick Miller's the answer at running back for us.
But Richie, look, this running like Chris is saying, you had a bad running game all year. Where do we rank? I don't know if Fatty can pull it up quick. We got to be 25 or less in the run game this year, as far as the 32 teams.
You get the story for the Saints are fixing it. It's fixing to just start. A new chapter is happening, and that's where I get giddy is to see the new face. Because you're right, like you said the other day, there's a lot of old ghosts of Tom Benson, Drew Brees, Sean Payton era still around. Man, it's so fun to get to see fresh young blood here. Who's going to be the new identity to the Saints?
Right?
Is it Kendrick Miller? I don't know. Could it be?
I do want to say this before I forget, and I hope it's not true, but I get chills just thinking about it. A friend of mine reached out today from the golf course, and he did say that he thinks Cam Jordan is going to officially announce his retirement after this season.
I don't. Well, why would he do that extension? You know what I'm saying? I mean, does he feel like he can't go
to help the Saints with the salary cap and
with the cap? It was more of a cap move. Look, and I don't doubt it, Rich. I mean, some guys they won't push it. I remember Ryan Sandberg.
I literally got chills even saying that, Dave. Really, truthfully.
No, I mean, look, he's one of the best Saints of all time, no doubt about it, dude. But I mean, let's be real. You can't hold on to things. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
You know, and it's like you respect him for what he did.
And I respect that he's going to admit that he just don't have it no more. He don't.
It happens, dude. Like I said, I go back to being a Cubs fan, being a teenager.
Listen, we all follow. One thing about the NFL we all can agree on: when you hit that wall, you hit that wall. That's it.
That's it. It's just life.
It's an unforgiving sport with age. It absolutely is.
And we see it a lot, unfortunately, in sports. It happened with Peyton Manning when he hit that wall. We all know that last Super Bowl that wasn't nothing because of Peyton Manning. It was because of that Denver defense.
The best you try to do
I know that. Von Miller.
You try to predict when it's going to happen, embrace it, and you really have to look forward to how you're going to fix it. And that's to me.
But Chris, like you said, you got to start. But like you said, to me, the coaching thing is such a big problem. It's the biggest elephant in the room, and that can hold you back. Because let's be real. I mean, everybody's pointing to Derek Carr because he's an easy scapegoat. But this guy's got 21 touchdowns, 9 picks, and is like in the top 8 in completion percentage. So I mean, I'm not putting it all on Carr. Carr has had some problems. He's been inconsistent. He hasn't been, worth what we think we're giving him. You know, we feel like we've haven't gotten that value. But let's be real. You're a bottom tier run team. Your offensive line's been bad. You haven't used, some of your weapons like Taysom Hill nearly enough. So I mean, to me, the problem I worry about is you get these next guys in house like a Penix or Drake May or Jay Daniels. You need the right guy up top, man.
Yeah,
it's got to start with Pete Carmichael being gone and Dennis Allen being gone as well.
I agree.
Real quick, Fatty, there was a guy that just made a comment. I forgot his name. He was saying something about keeping someone around as a defensive line coach. I don't know if you can bring that back up.
Ryan, that's my good friend Ryan.
Ryan, okay. So that's pretty important. I'm going to tell you a little something. The Texans didn't have that before. They never had that before, right? The only guy that would kind of come around the building was Andre Johnson. But since D'Amico, who was a teammate of Andre Johnson's, became coach, I've noticed Brian Cushing come back, Andre Johnson, Wade Smith. That builds culture. But it remembers the good times you had. Like, so having Cam Jordan and Drew Brees in that building, not necessarily coaching, but just being somewhat a part of that organization, allowed to come in the locker room, talking to players, be at practice. Yeah. You're building the culture of when you guys were winning. It's good for the younger players.
Right.
I think that's I've seen it big time in Houston over the past year, and that to me, I think keeping guys like that around is important. They don't have to be coaches, but hell, most of them now are being damn good coaches. Look at Antonio Pierce and Oakland. I'm sorry, Los Angeles.
Vegas. No, hey, I think Pierce deserves a shot, man. Pierce deserves a shot over there.
I agree.
That's another team that's going to be in that quarterback mode, in draft day.
That's right.
But Richie, here's my thing. Let me ask you this, because I mean, I agree with everything Chris just said right there, and I know you were talking about Cam and the guy who commented. I think that's one of the reasons too. Like the guy, I'm not looking to trade off. I would be okay moving Kamara, and it's no offense to him or Lattimore, but like a Demario Davis to me, I would take that guy to he literally can't go no more just because of what he brings from a leadership standpoint. You know what I mean? Like Demario and Cam Jordan, Drew Brees, that's the guy you need. With that
I don't think right now, Dave, you can get much. I hate to say it, I don't think you can get much.
No, you're gonna get
Demario.
you'll get dipped in terms of value because of his age. But dude, to me, he's still one of the top 5 middle linebackers. I don't care what anybody says. Well, he's not Roquan Smith at this point, but he's damn good still. And his leadership, dude, is undeniable, man. Like you gotta have guys like that around.
I want to say one thing before I forget this too. And I think it's really important for the Saints organization to kind of carbon copy that from Houston. Because when Houston was going through their Bill O'Brien era and the Jack Easterby, and many people don't know who that is, but Jack Easterby was a chaplain, which basically he was like a counselor for the Texans, and he came over from the New England Patriots with Nick Easterby. But he was a manipulator. He really destroyed a lot of good players in the Houston Texans, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but what happened was Andre Johnson and Cal McNair, because Cal McNair, he wasn't the original owner. His father was. He didn't know what he was doing. And it's kind of funny because I'm looking now at the Saints, and you have what's your name? Benson's wife, right? She's the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gail. Yeah.
Bless her heart. I think she's a great lady. I just don't think she maybe knows how to run an NFL team. But I think if she relied on a good support system that's there, that like Cam Jordan or Drew Brees, I would have those people surrounded by me. What are your thoughts? What are your ideas?
I think Dave would agree on this. I think she should give Jeff Allen a lot more say so in this organization.
Yeah, Mickey needs to take a step back, man. It's no offense to Mickey, but Jeff needs to run this organization.
Yeah, and you know what, guys?
I don't know what he does, but
I want to touch on.
I trust Drew Brees. I'm not just saying that because of who he is as a player, but I think he really would have the best interest at heart for the Saints, along with a Cam.
Absolutely.
I think it's fitting that there are reports that we're talking about. This could be Cam's last game and against the team he hates the most of any NFL.
Right.
He absolutely can't stand the Falcons.
No, but Richie, you know what I like about Cam Jordan? It goes to show you how good of a guy he is. I mean, when Matt Ryan did our game, and they were clowning around pregame. It goes to show you. I mean, look, Matt Ryan's taking a lot of hits from Cam Jordan, but you saw that brotherhood there between the two guys. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for a guy who's been attacked by Cam so many years, to give that much respect on that telecast, man, it shows the respect he has around the league as a person. You know what I mean? Not just as a guy that's been one of the best defensive ends of his era.
And Ryan just said, look what John Lynch has done in San Francisco. You get a good guy in there, man.
Absolutely. It starts up top, Richie. I don't care if you have bad, like Chris said about the whole thing with the McNairs. If you have bad, dude, I'm a Cubs fucking fan. I'm a Saints fan. I've seen it. When you change and you have the right people up top, look at the Pelicans locally. Look, I mean, I know we lost the other night, but damn, we're playing good ball. David Griffin, you put a David Griffin to run the Saints. Look how shit pans out. You got one of the most talented teams in the NBA, and they're all young. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need with the Saints. You need the right guy. The head of the snake is gone with Peyton. Now you need a new head of the snake because Dennis Allen shouldn't be making decisions. Mickey Loomis shouldn't be making decisions, except all we want Mickey to do is learn how to make the numbers work. Jeff Ireland might be that guy, or we need somebody else. Look what happened to Detroit. Look what happened in Houston. You get a new guy running from up top, John Lynch. It all falls into place if you get the right guy up top.
Yeah, I do want to take a second. We talked about him. And I think he deserves this. I do want to meet personally. I really want to thank Cam Jordan, if this is his last game, for what he's done for this organization, being a total class act for all these years. But most of all, what he's done for the city of New Orleans as a human being. One of the great guys of this league. I've met him several times. You couldn't ask for a more classier guy, truthfully. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he truly is a New Orleans Saint. And that's what matters to me most, a true class act.
But that's what's important, and that's part of what you need to build your brain trust around is guys that are dedicated to the franchise and making it better. And I think having a guy like Cam Jordan in there and having people rely on his expertise, I think he was good.
You know what? You know,
Yeah.
and you make a great point, H, and just what you just said hits home because a lot of these players, after their career is done with an organization, they just up and leave. And I could say, this, they have. But Cam is on record as saying he is not going anywhere. He is staying here. He's a California boy that will spend the rest of his life in Louisiana. That's exactly what he said.
Well, look, Richard, we talk about new general managers. I mean, how far is it out of the realm? I mean, he's a pretty smart guy. His dad was a smart guy. Who's to say Cam Jordan in a couple of years couldn't be a general manager and running this organization? You know,
who's to say he couldn't be the head coach?
That's what I'm saying. He's a smart dude. I mean, he's a smart. He went to Cal. I mean, his dad was a genius.
There are a lot of
smart dude. You know, smart dude.
There are a lot of.
And
but Cam is on record saying he wants to be in broadcasting. That's what he really wants to do.
I mean, he's got the personality for it, but man, if the Saints come to him and say, "Hey, you got the keys to the organization," that's a hard job to pass on, man. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying he will, but he's the kind of guy you would want to be in that role. You know.
So listen, we'll dive into the quick games right quick because we didn't do our picks on Tuesday. We're just gonna do the relevant games. Forget the other ones. I don't
good
care.
Call.
I can care less. To me myself today, I have the Buffalo Bills going and beating the Miami Dolphins.
That's the big game of the day, right? That's a Sunday night game, right?
Yep, tonight.
Yeah,
I think the Bills are dangerous, man. I think the Bills are peaking at the right time.
I think the Bills. I think the Bills are the most dangerous team to the Ravens. That's just my opinion.
I think
it's possible. Josh Allen, dude. Josh Allen, man.
Yeah. So y'all got who? Y'all got the Bills?
Yeah, Miami's banged up, and I think the Bills are the better team. I think they're a better team, and Miami's dealing with a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah, Ryan, Lance, all of them say Bills. Another game that's relevant. I know one team's not making the playoffs. One team is Cowboys at Washington. Washington has been known to upset the Cowboys. I don't see it today.
They did it last year with Sam Howell, you know. But
Ron Washington's going to get fired tomorrow. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I think they're going to pack it in. Go for the draft stock. I think Cowboys.
I'm looking forward to the Green Bay Chicago game. Jordan Love has done some amazing things this year. He would be even Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Neither one of them took their team to the playoffs their first year.
Hey, look, he's having a good year. It's been under the radar as well. You know, I mean, he's done it with a lot of problems too, a lot of injuries on that offense. You know,
so you guys better be rooting for a Packers loss.
Absolutely,
that is one of the key victories for you guys. If the Packers lose. You need the Seahawks to lose, and you need the Saints got to win.
That's your wild card ticket. Yeah. No, I mean, look, hey, and that's the thing we joked about on a podcast before. Watch us get all the help we need and lose, and that would be a total fucking disaster. And that should get Dennis Allen fired right then and there, in my opinion.
Remember last week I said Bucs should beat the Saints, and then I said, you know what? It would be a New Orleans Saints thing to do.
Go hand in their ass. Absolutely.
Listen, everybody's taking the Bears. Unfortunately, I got to go with my head and not my heart. I think the Packers are going to take care of the Bears at home. That's just
Richie. Now the Bears are playing better football, and
I know, but it's hard to beat Green Bay, man. Especially this time.
It is. But Justin Fields, man, there's a lot of people. You know, I'm obviously tied into Chicago sports with the Cubs, but I mean, I read a lot of sports stuff, talk to guys out there. They love Justin Fields out there in Chicago. A lot of fans want him to be the guy. And I'll tell you, he wants to be the guy. He loves the city, you know, all that goodness. I'll tell you this, to me, I think he's going to play his ass off today. Yeah. And I think Justin Fields might have one of the impact games that we haven't seen enough of at times this year. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to go with the Bears in a close game. I think that's a really good 3 o'clock game, though. Look, and the Cardinals, we got to get some help from them, though, man. You know what I'm saying? And they've been look, under Gannon, dude, they've been playing everybody tough this year. I mean, we got to give them credit.
They are going to the Cardinals are going to be building.
Listen, Steven just commented, come on, Richie, you're a Saints fan. I am a diehard as they come, but you got to look at the reality of things right now. You have to.
What's that?
I mean, people are saying because I'm picking the Packers. I just said not with my heart.
You got to be real, Look, Richie, I'm not going to say Chicago's going to go in there and wipe the floor when I'm saying going to happen, but I do like what's happening because Eberflus is trying to keep his job. Fields wants to stay in Chicago, and he knows all the draft noise. I think they've been playing better football. Their defense has been a lot better.
Listen, whether people want to believe it or not, I think we can all agree. A part of rebuilding your organization is getting the best draft picks that you can get. It's a part of it.
Well, look, Richie, I don't know, Chris, one of you guys tell me, maybe Fatty, where's that? I don't know where that Cardinals game is. Is that in Arizona or is that in Seattle? Because that's a difference maker for me.
It's
I'm not
in
sure.
Arizona.
Okay, big help because we know that's a hard place to play up there in Seattle.
And Arizona's playing pretty good right now.
And like Chris said, Kyler Murray's playing really well right now. James Conner's playing out of his mind.
The Cardinals are going to be building around Murray. They're not going to move on from him.
They
like
should. As they should.
that.
I think it was a lot to do with that stupid coach they had over there.
Clayton Kingsbury was a disaster over there. Yeah.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cardinals played pretty good this year despite their record. They played pretty damn hard for
they're playing for that guy. Absolutely.
So let's dive into it, guys. Of course, today's game. Oh my God! I don't even.
The Saints better win, Richie. I mean, it's that simple. If you lose, everybody should be fired. Fire the parking attendants, fire the police doing detail around there. Everybody should be fired if they lose this game today.
I will say this. I will give up a draft pick to beat the Falcons today. Oh my God!
Look, the draft stock, to me, we fucked that up a long time ago. We could have made that choice. That choice should have been made when Drew Brees walked out the door to rebuild. And I'm not saying to retool right now because I do believe in what going forward and going younger. But today is the day you got to win this fucking game today. Yeah, it's that simple.
So listen, let me tell you, I'm gonna pick my Saints to beat this god awful organization of an NFL team called the Falcons. Because you're sorry, you always choke on whatever you want to choke on. You pathetic. I'm going to tell you right now, my Saints are going to run shot on your ass today.
Message.
Hey, is it I don't know, man. Is it just me? I don't know why. I don't know if other Saints fans will relate, but I hate the Cowboys worse than I hate the Falcons. I don't know why.
Nah.
I don't know. The Falcons, to me,
I'm not a hater.
It's almost
I'm
like
not a hater. I'm not
they
a hater.
haven't done enough to hate them.
I'm not a hater of the Cowboys. I don't know what people hate. I don't know.
I fucking hate the Cowboys. I hate the attention they get. I hate what they stand for. I hate the arrogant fans that are fair weather in most cases.
I hate the fans of the Cowboys because they always the Cowboys starter pack is always the damn Emmitt Smith jerseys with the stars and their jorts and the blue Jordans they wear. That's the Cowboys. And
I believe it. And another organization people hate is the 49ers. I don't hate them either. They was in our division at one time for years.
I didn't like them being our rivals, but I got respect for them more than I do the Cowboys. Because I think the Cowboys get their 3:00 game every week. They're all over the place. They're thrown in your face and stuff down your throat more than any other team.
Ryan said, fuck the Cowboys, Atlanta, and Alabama.
Nothing wrong with that. It's like the Lakers. I hate the fucking Lakers. I hate the fucking Yankees.
Hold up.
No, the Lakers suck, by the way. I'm just going to keep saying that. The Lakers are a fucking dumpster fire. Agreed. They're going to trade LeBron sooner than later. They need to.
That's it. That's a beautiful picture. That needs to go behind Richie's back.
Oh, my God.
And I like Shannon Sharp, too, though. He's pretty funny.
I like Shannon Sharp, too. I do.
Hey, that Cat Williams Shannon Sharp thing is wild, man.
Yeah, we need to actually Fatty can join us, and we need to do a show just on that.
That's some amazing shit that's going on. Yeah. Tuesday too. I want to talk about some. I'm gonna go. Today's all about the Saints and NFL to me, but I want to talk some Pels Tuesday because I think there's a trade that might make a lot of sense for the Pelicans, and it's a name of the past, and it should be known to people. But I want to talk about that Tuesday.
I agree. Well, listen, guys.
Huh?
I actually agree with you on this trade.
Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense financially and with the team the way it is. I don't know, but.
Oh my Lord! Breaking news: the Pels have just traded Bi to the Bulls.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No joking.
Oh, get the fuck out!
I am not. I'm just a comment. Somebody just commented on our thing.
Man, somebody's talking with Alonzo Ball.
Fatty, can you confirm that?
Six-pack of Old Style.
Can you confirm that?
What did we get out of it? Lifetime, Old Style, and Benny the Bull and Lonzo Ball. Come on,
Zach LaVine.
That better not happen.
That's who they looking.
That
he said he's joking.
Yeah, I'll fucking go burn shit on my front lawn right now. Zach LaVine ain't shit compared to Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is fucking 3 times the player. Hey, Zach LaVine would be like our 4th best player, and I'm not bullshitting on that. I was thinking about that.
So we are going to. I am getting us all tickets to go to the Pels game. We're going to be courtside this year, guys. So it'll be fun.
Hey, dude, I went the week of Thanksgiving, and I love going to Pels games. I got to go to more, man.
Yeah, man. But listen, man, y'all, look, H-Town's always a pleasure when you join us, man. If y'all don't know, H is one of the original hosts of this show. He's going to be joining us throughout the year. You know, with his schedule, he always joins when he can. And Mr. Dave Robert, thank you for joining us, man. It is always a glorious morning on Sunday when you join, when we do this show. I love it. I think the fans interact more. I think the show is growing more. We do have some good news we're going to announce on Tuesday about the show. And all this is possible because of y'all sharing all of our content, which we greatly appreciate.
Hey, Richie. Also, hey, what about if some weird things start happening in the afternoon game, or we get a little help from Carolina today, which I don't expect. But I don't know, man. Do we get on here later for Saints in the playoffs or what?
Y'all want to? H, are you available to do a show this afternoon?
I'm just going to be sitting downstairs in the backyard watching football. So.
Me too. I'm actually doing some char-grilled oysters today.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah,
come on, bro.
I will not be available. I'll be doing my own show today.
What time?
What time?
Like right after the game.
Okay, no, we talking about later on this evening.
I don't know. Whatever I get done. I mean, I can't promise you nothing.
That's fine. We can. We don't. We'll get it together.
Really cheap plug here. But if you guys have not tried the wings from Popeyes yet, I'm telling y'all, go try that shit.
Which ones?
Dude,
what are they?
Any flavor, it does not matter. Just imagine Popeye's chicken, but in wing form. Bro, I know it's
awesome,
simple.
Well, thank you for that. Well, thanks for telling me that. Thanks for telling me that, H, because my diet starts tomorrow.
Well, now
there you go.
I'm going to run the Popeyes right here before this game.
There you go. Popeyes, new sponsor for the show, man. Come on.
Oh, man. Thank y'all, fellas. Have a glorious Sunday. We'll try to join y'all later.
Rock and roll, man. Let's go.
All right, brother.
Let's go to the playoffs, bro.